Welcome back everybody to PlutoCraft. My name is ExoPluto, and I'm so happy you've joined me on this Let's Play Minecraft series. So last time we built this thing, and I gotta say, this is definitely one of my favorite builds that we've done so far of the whole city. And we got a lot done on it. This is our bees and blobs, slime and honey farm. So the slime farm is way down below, and the honey farm part is up in here in this little greenhouse area with our bees going at it. So I really like this build and we got a lot done on it, but I didn't get a chance to landscape the area as much as I wanted, and I also didn't get a chance to work on the interior. So let's go check out the interior for a second. There's all this space to work with in here. I'm not sure exactly what I want to do with it, but I think some kind of maybe slime or something hanging down from the ceilings could be cool. Something. Got to do something with this big space. And then also, inside here, there's really nothing done. It's just a bunch of bees and flowers. Let's check it out. It hasn't made that much progress since last time, but it's just a bunch of bees and flowers, and it would be nice to get some leaves and overgrown vines and things, that sort of thing, in there to make that look really nice. So those are two things I want to work on over here. Also, I think it's probably about time. We've been talking about the castle for many episodes, so I think in this one we finally got to start planning it out. I'm still not sure exactly what this thing's going to look like, but I think for this episode we can start to set up a layout, because the castle is going to go on this hill. We can probably start building up the hill. I'll need to gather a lot of dirt and stuff for that hill. Yeah, that's going to be an enormous project. But in the meantime, I think let's get started with this one. So before starting on that, I wanted to get one particular item. I can't actually believe that I didn't have this. I could have sworn I had this. The glowberries here. So I think these are a really cool item. And this whole vibe here is kind of what I'm going for, you know, with like the slimy kind of mossy, and with these things dropping down. So let's just collect a few of these glowberries, and then we should be able to have them coming down from our roof. Yeah, let's see if we can get some inspiration for how all this looks. Alright, we got our glowberries, we checked out the lush cave system there, and now we're ready to start building inside here with the bees. So I've got another green box here, and we're just going to use, let's check out what's in the green box. Lots of good stuff. We got some slime, we got some moss, we got some honey blocks. Probably not going to use all of this. Let's head in and see what the plans are going to be. At this point in the episode, I realized that my camera was super zoomed in. If it's too much for you, just head on over to around 9:30 in this video. 9 minutes, 30 seconds. Okay, so clearly we can't just do all these types of flowers, right? So I think one of the things we're going to start with is these bushes. So maybe if we put some bushes around like that, maybe fill up the area here. I can't mess around with this redstone though, because these piston needs to go up, so I'll just cover around the piston area like this. Yeah, that's looking good. Maybe some over here. Get rid of that flower. Probably could have some hanging down too, like, I can't reach it. Hang on. Okay, so, come on, I can't place a leaf there? Okay, I'm too short. Yeah, some hanging down from the top here could be good. Okay, the leaves are looking good now, but I need to get my flowers in next before I start on anything else, but I do want to switch it up so it's not all the same type of flower. So let's see, place a few of these, like that. Yeah, we'll get these in place so that when we build the rest of it, we can at least be sure that we have this done. Let's see, one more. And then another one of these. I like the look of this. Yeah, that should be good. I almost swung on one of these bees. I just realized how dangerous it actually is to be placing stuff around inside of here. If I hit one of these guys, they're all going to come after me, and I'm probably going to get stung to death. Okay, let's be careful here if we can. But I think I'm going to use moss to cover these things up as much as I can. I don't think that affects the redstone, so I think that should be good. Probably use it in a few other places here, just for looks. Actually, I could probably put lights underneath the moss, too. And then let's just put some moss I kind of don't want to bone meal it because I'm not sure what it'll do. I might have used like stone components in the redstone, but at least we can put some moss here to change up the look of things. Okay, let's see what else. We can put these vines. The vines should start to spread. That could look cool. Put another over here. Yep, probably over here as well. That's gonna look good. And then we'll put some of these petals around because I like the look of those. Oh yeah, you can put it on moss. And then also I like the look. I don't think that the bees will pollinate this, but let's get rid of this. I like the look of the cherry tree, and then I think I need string to, because I don't want to actually grow a cherry tree. Where's my string at? Okay, we'll just put some string here right above the cherry tree just to prevent it from growing. It might not grow. I wish there was a way to cover these. I guess I could put leaves, but maybe this looks okay. Let's see. How are we looking in general? Okay, one more thing I want to do is lights here. I think I can put some lanterns hanging from the ceiling, and that should look pretty good. Alright, I'm pretty happy with how this is looking. Let's get a look from the outside first. So, well, you can't really see much, but yeah, you can see inside a little bit. Let's see, maybe from up here. Yeah, there's a lot going on in there. It looks pretty lively in there. So now let's go check it out inside. It's amazing what just a little bit of greenery can do. We just pulled out the green box and we went to work. So let's check it out. Yeah, so we got the lanterns up, we got the glowberries there, and we got the bees are very, very active. Unfortunately, I can't cover this with moss because that traps the bees in their hives. But yeah, I think this is looking really good in here. It's a lot better than when we started, for sure. So next, I think, well, let's get one more look. Yeah, that's awesome. Okay, next, I think what we're going to do is figure out what's going to go on in this place. Nope, just kidding, just kidding. I lied. We're not doing that next. Next, we're doing what's in this box right here, the red box. Okay, we got the green box. That's for greenery. The red box, that's for redstone. Okay, so for this interior, I want to use a lot of moss. And I don't have that much moss. I have like 14 moss, right? I could go ahead and bone meal it all manually, but I'm thinking this place would actually be a perfect spot for a moss farm. So we can put our moss farm kind of dead in the center here. And then this whole area can be our moss slash slime slash bees and whatever. And yeah, I think this is going to be a really cool thing. So let's get started on the moss farm build. Here we go. I'm making some good progress on this redstone contraption over here. So I'll link to this build, the tutorial that I'm following in the description for the video. But hopefully, I haven't tested this yet. Still have a little bit more to build. But hopefully this will be enough to provide us. Hopefully it'll work for one thing, and hopefully it'll be enough to provide us for moss for this entire thing. Apparently, it's supposed to be self-sufficient too, so I shouldn't need to put more bone meal in it, so that should be good. Alright, this thing is pretty insane. Check it out. So I've run it for a little bit, and we've already got this much. So this is going to be perfect for our purposes. So let's just check it out. Let's see how it works. All we got to do is turn this on, and then what happens is it starts spitting out water to clean up this. Let's go take a look over here. Oh, I'm trapped in it. Okay, so over here we have lava on top of water, which is generating cobblestone, and then there's some pistons on this side, which are pushing the stone this way as it gets generated. And then we dispense bone meal onto the stone, which of course, or onto the moss block here, which generates all this moss over here. And then the water pushes all this moss to the hoppers over here. And then some of these moss gets fed back into the system for bone meal, which should be right here. Yeah, pretty much self-sustaining. I might have to supply it with some bone meal in the future, we'll see. But yeah, so far this thing is really churning it out, and it's doing great. Pretty happy with this. So we can use this moss, I think, for our designs for this place. I've just realized that I've been playing this whole time on a field of view that was pretty zoomed in, so it might have looked pretty weird. I just went through and edited some of this footage, so I just realized that in particular, the bee habitat looked super close up. Still looks a little bit close up here, but it might be a little bit better now, so I'm just gonna come in here so you can take a look at it without being super zoomed in. Yeah, I messed that up. Sorry about that. And then also this area with it without it being super zoomed in. For this interior, I think I'm going to start with the floors here. So this looks pretty plain. It's just the spruce planks here. But I think if I add some of these, let's see, the mushroom blocks and the packed mud, it'll start to kind of add some texture here and it won't seem as plain. So let me continue with that and see how that looks. Alright, I think this floor is looking pretty good here. It gives it a more kind of earthy, muddy vibe here. And I kind of made it so that the center is more the spruce. I don't know if that makes a whole lot of sense, but I thought it looked good. As we start to add more things, I think this will make more sense. So the other thing I'm realizing is this is kind of a big black box over here, and I kind of wish that I had made it out of green stuff. And I think the only green stuff I can make it out of is like carpet or concrete, because if I did it out of moss, I'm not sure how it would react to like the rest of the moss being bone mealed. So unfortunately, that means I need a lot more green dye. I'm going to try to swap out these blocks with some green blocks. But for the green dye, you need this cactus right here. And I don't have a whole lot of this cactus. Basically, to get this cactus, we just went out to the desert and mined a bunch. But I'm thinking I want a cactus farm, and I was Googling it, and apparently each one of these things takes like 30, it can take 30 minutes to grow an extra cactus, so we have kind of our makeshift cactus farm over here. But I'm thinking one thing we could do is we could do another farm over here and make that a cactus farm. And this whole area over here could kind of be our greenery area. We already kind of started. I mean, we have the bees over here, we have the slime, we have the moss. Might as well add a cactus farm and maybe a flower farm, maybe some other stuff like that, and we could have this whole section be for the green section. So while we wait for our cactuses to grow up, I'm thinking we can start, we have a lot of moss, so we can start, well actually let's start with making some rooms, like sectioning things off, because I think we don't want this to be completely open area, so we'll start sectioning things off, making some rooms, and then we can start on the roof. Okay, I'm out of wool, but I think we get the gist. So here's my sectioning off plan. I just kind of laid it out in wool to get an idea. Okay, so you come in from here. This is open. Everything up here is open, but you come over here. There's going to be a room here. You can come down to the hallway to your bees. That's what this represents, a section. Here's another entrance, and this will be a room, and you come in here. And then you can come up here into kind of a loft area. So let's check this out. So this will be filled in. You can monitor the progress of the moss farm going on here, and then you can walk around kind of this entire area, and this space will be open so you can still see the cool ceiling that we're going to make. The cactuses are finally starting to grow. Look, we've collected 15 green dye so far, so that's probably going to be enough. It's actually not that bad. I still do want to do a farm, though, because this is not going to be manageable over time. Anyway, let's check out what I've done in here. So I got some walls up. There were a few places where I couldn't put the walls that I wanted to, because I couldn't put like a too wide. The outside had to look stony, and the inside I wanted to have this like clay. I thought the clay looked cool from that lush cave we visited earlier. And then I've got calcite and diorite, and I'm not completely sold on it, but I've just spent a bunch of time putting it in, so we're going with it, okay? And then also the next thing I gotta do is make this green, and also let's check out up here. Yeah, I made this, oh, gotta finish that up. Up here, I put this little overhang place where you can go watch the moss being done, and you can check out the ceiling, and you can walk all the way around here, and you know, it's safe. We got the railings in for safety, of course. So yeah, okay, next is to get this all greenified and then do some more with the ceiling and the surroundings here. Alright, let's carefully swap out all these blocks with green concrete. Don't want to mess up any of the redstone here. Okay, I've swapped out all the blocks that I dare to swap out here without fear of breaking the contraption. So it looks relatively green. I think the green and black does okay here. I tried to make it look pretty decent, pretty green. Alright, let's make sure that it's still working, I guess. So let's flip the switch back here, turn it on, and then actually we can view it from top here. Sounds like it's working. We're gonna find out. Yeah, I think we're still good. Okay, so that's good to go, and now I think it's moss ceiling time. Let's go. This is a bit precarious ceiling work over here, but I think this is gonna look really sweet. Like, check it out already. Yep, just as I expected. This is looking absolutely awesome. So let's check it out from a few different angles. Yeah, the whole ceiling is covered in this moss, and it looks great, I think. But we're not done. We're not even close to done, actually. We need some lights here. So next I want to get the glow berries up, and I'm also thinking shroom lights would look pretty sweet here. So let's go gather some of those, and then we'll come back. I really do like these shroom lights a lot. It's a great block, great source of light. Let's get a few of these and then we'll go back. Alright, check it out. I think this is looking really, really good. Let's take a look. Yeah, bam. Okay, so what did I do here? Well, let's take it in for a second first. Let's get a view from all sides here. Yep. Yep. Okay. So what did I do here? Well, first of all, I added these glow berries, of course, so I think the glow berries are looking really great. Adds a nice source of light. And then the most obvious thing I've done here is these shroom lights. So I added this bamboo and honeycomb and shroom lights to kind of, I don't really know what this is symbolizing. Maybe it's just symbolizing that this is also a honey farm. So slime and honey. Although I didn't actually use any slime blocks in here because I didn't think that looked too good. So we got these sources of light, we got the shroom blocks, the glow berries, and then we've also added some leaves here and there, and also I kind of mixed in some of the dark green concrete here because I thought that it was kind of a bit too much all moss, so that kind of split up the green a little bit. So yeah, I think this is looking amazing. The one downside to this is like it's an amazing looking interior, but I'm only ever going to be here when I'm monitoring my moss farm over here. So yeah, okay, so I think the next thing that we want to do here is work on the exterior a little bit more, because last time, I think it's nighttime. Okay, yeah, last time I was able to do a little bit of landscaping on the exterior for this build. Let's just wait for night. Yep. Okay, so let's check out the exterior. Okay, do a little bit of a flyover. So I was able to do a little bit of the exterior for this build, but I kind of want to make the paths a little bit nicer, and also I wanted to add maybe some trees around it, maybe a swamp area too, because it's supposed to be kind of slimy. And then I wanted to put a lake over here or something, so I think let's get to some of that stuff next. Listen to the beautiful music of my sorting system. Maybe take this moment as we listen and relax to like and subscribe to the video. You might be in the first 50 subscribers, you might be in the first 100. Go for it. So we got ourselves another green box here. Filled it up with some stuff that'll probably help with the transformation here, and let's go to work. Okay, we started with the paths. Check this out. I'm really liking this vibe that we got going here. So we got the paths. I've updated. I put some podzol. I put some coarse dirt and gravel. Yeah, gravel. I added some bushes and some lighting. I think this is looking really good. Over here, this is where the slime farm is. So I just put like this little marshy, slimy, I don't know what area over here. I think that looks good. We got the bushes in. I think these paths are doing a lot of work here. Let's go up here. And I put in some of these spruce planks just to make the path a little bit easier. And then over here, I kind of carved out a crater here for where I think I want the lake to go. So the next step is going to be to fill up this lake with water and kind of make it look pretty. I'm not really sure yet, but let's go for it. Maybe if I wish really hard, a lake will just appear. Or maybe I just cut that part out. Okay, so we got this all filled up with water, and I kind of landscaped around the sides with some bushes and stones as well, and then inside I put some moss at the bottom and some green concrete kind of towards the center to make it seem a little bit darker. I'm not sure how well that's coming through here actually. And then I put some more leaves and some kelp and some seagrass in there to make it kind of seem like there's some life going on in the pond here. Not a lake, it's a pond. Actually, I should actually put some fish in here maybe. Okay, so we got our paths done, we got our pond done, and I think I'm going to put a tree over here, and then that should be good. Alright, I've added my trees. I put a tree up here, and I put a tree right over there, hanging over the little pond here. I also updated the pond a little bit. I put this nether, whatever you call it, over here, kind of growing around the edges, and I put these lily pads, and I also put in a couple fish. You might not be able to see them, but I think that adds a little bit to it. And then over here by our tree, I still need to get the hang of making these kind of trees, but by our tree we got a little picnic bench where we can sit by the pond and watch the sunset kind of deal. I don't know. I think it looks pretty cool. So I'm really happy with how this terraforming has worked. I think we did a great job on this bees and blobs farm over here. We terraformed this area, and let's get another look inside at our moss farm. So yeah, oh, the vines are starting to overgrow here. This ceiling, I love this ceiling, and this moss is going to be so useful in the future. Okay, so I think that's it for this. I'm pretty happy with how we did on this whole section, and I think I'm finished with it for a while now. Next, what are we going to do? It's about time to start on the castle. We've been talking about it pretty much all season, but the castle goes up there on the hill, so I think let's start to fill in some dirt and plan it out. Alright, let's see how much damage we can do, how much we can take out of this hill with just a shulker box full of dirt. So here we go. We're going to place all this up here, and we'll see how much we can do. Alright, that is one shulker box placed. Let's check it out. It's way down there. Yeah, that's actually went a lot farther than I expected. Like, if you look at this whole area that we gotta place dirt on, that's probably maybe 1/10, maybe 1/8. So we could probably get away with doing 10 shulker boxes full of dirt and fill this whole thing up. But I don't think I'm gonna do that this episode. I'll save that for later. But basically, we got the hill started over here, and this isn't going to be what it looks like. This is just to get the layout in place. Like, this will probably not be completely dirt. It might be more of the city roads. It might be cliffside, something different. But yeah, we've got this hill set up, and then I also need to fill in the top here, and basically the top section here, this huge area, is going to be the castle. So I think next, let's go grab some wool from our wool farm, and we will kind of lay out where I'm thinking the general areas of the castle might be. So let's just grab some of this, and let's go lay it out. Alright, I've laid out everything in wool in a kind of a rough outline here. This is very much subject to change, but this is kind of what I'm thinking at the moment. Let's get a view from above. Alright, maybe let me hop on one of these AFK platforms just so we can see it. Oh, I missed it. Let's try that again. Oh my god. Okay. I can't fly today. Fifth time's the charm. We're gonna get it. Yes, got it the first time. Alright, perfect. So you can see the kind of outline on the sides here is where the walls will be, and then every so often there's going to be like a circle for a turret. I think this thing in the center is going to be a big tower. Some of these are going to be big towers. Some of these are just going to be big rooms. And all of this is kind of going to be connected together. There's going to be courtyards and stuff like that. Again, this is very much subject to change. I'm still not sure exactly what this is going to look like, but I just figured I'd put something in place just so we have a general idea of what it's going to be. So yeah, that's going to be it for today. This was a little bit, I'm trying a little bit of longer episodes now. So we got a lot done. We got the moss farm done, and we got a lot of interior and exterior stuff on this, and then we also got the castle layout. So Again, I'm ExoPluto, and thank you for joining me on this Let's Play series, and I'll see you on the next one. Goodbye.